Ohio! Oh my god. Guys, yes, I am a weeb. This is not new news. But guys, there's a new Gundam series. And it's coming out on Netflix July 1st for North American audiences, but I've already seen it because it's out in Japan. And it's so exciting because this is like an addition to the classic Gundam Universal Century storyline. And it follows the story of the son of this guy who played a really important role in the Universal Century previous series. But the story throws in a beautiful girl, as always, who actually kind of looks like me when I have my hair down and like my bangs are down and my hair's platinum and bleh. And I don't know what her importance is yet, but she seems like a pretty powerful new type. So, being as I like to draw the cool girls, and also she's someone who I could very easily cosplay casually, I have developed an affinity for this character. Her name is Gigi Andalucia. She has platinum blonde hair, blue eyes, pale skin, and is just generally well-liked and also badass. For those of you who don't know, I used to cosplay a fair bit. I even won a Marvel cosplay costume contest. I was dressed as Gwen Stacy. It was great. But stuff like this and stuff like Gwen Stacy cosplays, that's the kind of thing I like to do because, I mean, they're basically cosplaying me at this point. Like, I existed, maybe not Gwen Stacy, but Gigi Andalucia, I existed before her, so she is cosplaying me. I don't cosplay so much anymore because it's very expensive to make the costumes. It's also very uncomfortable. It takes a lot of room in your suitcase. And I don't know, like there's just something about being confined into a corset and heels for 6 hours in a day that does not appeal to me. I actually kind of get pissed off when people tell me, oh my God, you should cosplay so. Like, excuse me, you can go wander around in cosplay attire with, you know, corsets and heels. If you want to, don't tell someone else to do that. Like, seriously, fuck off. Now, my hair is not platinum right now because it's a pandemic and I just have not seen the need to take care of my hair color. But if I just buy some pink earrings and like put my hair down after it's been fixed up, I'm pretty sure I could do like a super casual cosplay and people would think I'm cosplaying as Gigi Andalucia. So yeah, instant affinity for this chick.
Warning. Warning.
As society has evolved, humans have also evolved. So now there's humans with like psychic powers and they're called new types. New type. And because they're gifted, they can like pilot these mechs because, oh, I didn't tell you that bit. Rewind. Okay, so there's the Earth Federation and there's the Principality of Zeon and they battle each other. They have like these wars, almost like civil wars, but it's not really civil war because it's like global. So it's like a world war, but like not, it's kind of like a civil war. Anyway, you get the idea. And the thing is that each of these factions have made mechs, huge, gigantic mechs that they can pilot with humans and then like battle each other with these mechs because battling each other with just normal people is not interesting, but battling each other in huge mechs is just so much more interesting. Gundam is a series about human conflict about like life on Earth versus life in space. So it kind of follows the idea that people emigrated to space from Earth because Earth was overpopulated, and then it kind of like devolved into this whole battle of people on Earth versus people in space. So shit goes down and then there's a war between like the people on Earth and the people in space. Fast forward back to where I was. Now that there's these specially gifted humans, they can pilot these Gundams and they can be really badass about it because they can do things that no other pilot can do because they're like physically more skilled and they're like mentally more skilled. Well, I say psychic powers, but it's more like really strong intuition. But people don't really want a part of it. It's more like the political factions end up having a war, and so everyone gets dragged into it. They don't like it. This is war. That's what happens. And the gist of it is basically Gundams versus Zaku's. Now to the art, because I've been discussing cosplay and Gundam for the past 2 minutes. Okay, so here you can see I have chosen to draw Gigi Andalucia in charcoal. I'm using Procreate and I am basing it on a line drawing that I had done in the Sketchbook app on the iPad because the Sketchbook pencil is the superior pencil on Sketchbook on all platforms. And then, after having painted this on my iPad, I just magically teleported over into Photoshop, and then I apply color glazing, which is my very traditional term for a very modern thing, which is basically a whole whack load of color layers and color adjustments, and suddenly she looks amazing. Not that she didn't look amazing before in black and white, but, you know, color. The absolute final step is to kind of like evaluate what I've done, add a few darkest darks, add a few lightest lights, and bam, done. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and seeing the process and just chatting about Universal Century with me. Make sure you give the new Gundam movie a chance when it comes out on Netflix, but I do highly recommend you kind of educate yourself on the history of Universal Century. Anyway, I highly suggest watching this series. It is called Mobile Suit Gundam Hathaway. The first movie is out for North American audiences July 1st on Netflix, and there are 2 more movies set to be released as well, so it is a trilogy. And so far, so good. And that is it. これは全部です。おきいちゃんを撮っていただきありがとうございます。じゃあね、また来週。I'm just so excited that there's a new Gundam.